Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Data Sim live stream. Today it's the 24th of October 2025. It's 3 minutes past the evening here in the United Kingdom. We're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 for our first ever PMDG 777 freighter flight. I purchased this aircraft yesterday, and we're going to be flying from Austin, Texas in the United States to Mexico. We've been leased out by DHL to carry F1 gear between the two races. Obviously it was the Circuit of the Americas race last weekend here in Austin, and then about a 2-hour flight. We've got 1 hour 45 minutes to go over to Mexico for this weekend's Grand Prix. A little bit later stream than usual. That's because it's my last day off, and I'm going on to lates tomorrow, so it's a great time to get my body clock adjusted, and I thought I'd spend a Friday night evening with you guys online. You can see here, this is just the default stock scenery here for Austin. There was some payway one available, but you know what, we're just on the cargo apron here. It would be a short taxi out to runway 18 right. Today, really scenic flight. Weather should be good en route as well. 50 tons of cargo we're going to load up. I was going to take the full load, but I found in Mexico, because of the elevation on my test sector, I was really struggling to get in with the density altitude and with the speed restrictions. So I've lowered the weight down to 50 tons. It's still a huge amount of cargo we need to take over anyway. So we'll zoom on in towards the aircraft. Great to see a few aircraft joining us online as well. We've got Alpaca cargo aircraft all over the place. Well, they do say Alpaca Airways, but I'm no doubt they're cargo freight aircraft. But here is our PMDG 777 freighter. So this is a standalone product. If you have the other 777 aircraft, you can't actually access the freight. It's you have to purchase it separately, but it's pretty much just identical to the other one. Obviously it's just built from scratch as a freighter. Now typically, historically, airlines have always converted freighters, but there was a big need for sort of brand new freighter aircraft. So this aircraft started flying probably 15 years ago, but there's plenty of aircraft that order this from new, and it's probably the most efficient cargo aircraft flying today. I've learned that the A350 Airbus is going to be making a exclusive freighter version as well, but the external model is very, very nice. I purchased the Boris sound pack as requested by everyone on the YouTube community post as well, because the default sounds are alright, but we've got to enjoy the Boris sound pack today. I think it was Will Henwood, one of my members, that made this livery, looking very, very nice indeed. There's the 6 wheels on the each of the bogies there, very, very nice indeed. We'll just position ourselves here as well, so we see who we have in the stream this evening. Stephen M4005, lol, hope you're doing well. Listerman says the 777 freighter is just the best, absolutely. Josiah Place says Houston Centre took one look at all the alpacas and went nope. Has he logged off? Oh dear, well we'll have to find some ATC later en route as well. John Padfield, hope you're doing well. Oh no, that's a big bill when we smash it down. Then reminds me of the Welsh NASA that lost that probe. Oh, vaguely remember that, did you? So you're doing well, John Padfield. Good day to you. Smalls Snicks Max said hello. I did the same flight a few hours ago and landed with 12 tons of fuel left. A slight miscalculation there. It's quite a lot of extra fuel, but better have that than less. So I think we'll be landing with probably around 6-7 tons or so, maybe a bit more than that. We'll take standard block fuel today. I should think that'll be enough. We'll check the weather. Josiah Plays, I think, is joining us on this sector as well, and Isaac Aviation was here before the stream. Hello 2 tons, hope you're doing well. Steve M said Boris just updated sounds about a week back, I think, so you have the latest. Excellent. Well, I only purchased it this morning, so no doubt I have it there. Oh, well, sorry, the 2024 livery made by Bounce, correct. I did say you made a livery, but it was 2020 only, so yes, I do remember it was Bounce that made the 2024 one, but looking very nice indeed. Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit here. I've got some annual leave coming up, guys, so I'm hoping to get a few streams out before Christmas. And actually, I was meant to be flying tomorrow, but they put me on standby today. They changed over the shift, so hopefully something tomorrow evening for you guys as well. But just like they've sent me over a Baron B58 to try out. Was it B58? I think that'll be quite good fun. The Fokker F28 updates come out recently too. The FSS 727, I think a lot of people on my community post said they'd like to see me fly that, so that sort of brings the 727 with some modern avionics. So yeah, I've got some ideas hopefully lined up for you in the next week or two coming up as well. Right, let's get some electrical power connected to the aircraft. I've got here yoke cam as usual, and I've got a plug-in from, not from WinWing, it's from the flightsim.to site, which allows the 737 MCP to work with the 777 with limited functionality, so things like the heading, speed and altitude should work. What's really cool here on here, it comes up IAS like it does on the 777, which it doesn't say on the 737, so hopefully you'll see that today as we get the aircraft set up. Right, let's get some electrical power on the airplane anyway. So battery on, primary and secondary external power is now connected. We'll just turn the sounds down here as well. We've flown a lot of 777 recently, but it's just such an awesome aeroplane. I mean, it's pretty much the mainstay of the 21st century for passenger and commercial airline flying and cargo, apart from obviously the A350 and 78. So ADRU is on, cabin utility on, we won't start the APU just yet, all the electrical panels configured, emergency exit lights armed, turn on the window heats, electric hydraulic pumps will configure shortly, seatbelt signs on, nav lights are already on here. I think we have to wait a little bit longer. No, we've got the cargo fire test and APU fire test completed, fuel jettison's fine, fuel pumps on. What else have we got all up here? All on auto and set. Perfect. Looks like the screens are powering up. What we'll do, we'll fire up GSX and we'll start the cargo loading. So prepare for pushback and departure note, request boarding. Let's have ASIG, Aircraft Service International Group, do the loading today. And yeah, it's fully compatible with GSX the freighter, so you'll see all of the cargo handling doors open, the ramps up as well. It's not interactive with regards to the cargo inside, so you'll find here when the rear hold opens, there you go, it's already sort of preloaded with static imagery. Like I said, we're carrying F1 gear. For some reason they've changed it. Is that a DB7 and some sort of old F1 car? But yeah, all the rest is F1 parts. As I said, we're racing here. Yorkshire Tea! I didn't even realise that. What in the world? PMDG boxes. But yeah, you'll see some stuff be loaded up there, and we've got a mega tug to push us back later. But yeah, 100 tons of cargo this thing... Oh, DB5, sorry. 100 tons of cargo this thing can carry. So obviously you've got the main cargo deck for the large pallets, and then under here, look, you've got some storage at the rear hold and underneath on the lower deck as well. It's a huge cargo capacity that the 777 has here. Very nice. The stairs have attached as well, so no doubt Jim and I will arrive shortly. Kanopki, thank you very much for the €2.50.
Any chance to squeeze in my Kawasaki Captain?
We'll squeeze it in. Unbelievable. Your motorbike has been with all of our cargo flights, so yes, absolutely, we'll squeeze it in, no doubt. Thank you very much for your donation, most kind. Right, so looks like lots of lots of tests are going on in the background here. DB5, I'm not very good with my Astins. So overhead panel is configured. Let's look here on the MCP. So why hasn't my MCP fired up? Do I need to start Moby flight? Let me just have a look here in the background, guys. Moby flight. It should be running. That's strange. Why? If you look here, I've got Moby flight running here, but it's not actually recognising this. Of course, I press run. There we are. Excellent. I forgot to press run. Excellent. So you can see here what's really cool. You might not be able to quite see it. You see how it says VS here? You won't be able to see it with the clarity of the camera. It says VS heading and IAS, just like it does on the real 777. When you have it set up for the 737, it doesn't show these little bits of text of IAS heading, basically what you see here on the AMCP. So it's been added, which is a really neat feature. But just like with the 7.3, works really, really well. When you engage the autopilot, it engages both the autopilots, for example. And the course window is blank, because obviously the 777 is blanked as well. Steve, mine works fine with the 777, well, apart from both command lights and things like that, exactly as I just pointed out. So, but it's nice that there's so many people that have made detailed additions to this. Anyway, look, we can turn on the flight directors. The EFIS panel isn't yet configured. No one's actually... I don't think these are actually available. They've only been able to be ordered and delivered recently, so I don't think anyone's made any EFIS panels there. So unfortunately, I do have to manipulate the EFIS panel manually. Auto throttles switch to ARM. There is no ATC for departure, so we'll have a little look at the SID. SID we're expecting is a Bindia? I don't know how to pronounce that. It says assigned by ATC. It's a runway heading departure, then routing direct to guard. So what I'll do, I'll put in straight away our planned cruise level, which is flight level 390. As I mentioned, we're not taking a... Ah, thanks. Right. Pro streamer here. I need to look into this. You might have heard the VATSIM ding. Someone actually messaged me on VATSIM to say I'm muted. Need to label those keys. So the problem is because I'm so used to this button is now this one, so I panicked and pressed G1, which mutes the mic. But yeah, anyway, need to label those keys. I do. I don't know what I was saying. I said I've set the runway heading, I've set the plan cruise 390, and then someone messaged me on VPilot to say you've muted yourself. Brilliant. Right, MCP is set. Select traffic on here and traffic. On brake RTO. Radio tuning panel. We'll select VHF1. Hey, who's that? Jim, what are you doing here? Usually invisible. Com 3. 2000 standby on the Squawk. Oh, the texture quality is superb on this transponder, I have to say, from PMDG. Very, very nice. Let's load up the flight management computer. Can you guys hear me? I think so. Accidentally Squawk 7600. Brilliant. So here's the operational flight plan. Excuse me, I've only had my dinner an hour ago. FS actions. No, I don't need to do that because it's all preloaded by GSX. We want to go to FMC. Enter inertial position. GPS positions in. Should I put my routes? But I might as well. Kilo Alpha Uniform Sierra route, and then we can press route request, sim brief. So minimum block fuel is still on the left. There's 2471, so we'll load up 20.5. What's the weather like at destination? 2 seconds. Tesca, I've seen your membership ping. Weather 8 statute miles vis, a bit of hazy, few at 2000. Remarks 8100 hazy. Don't know what that actually means. What's the weather forecast? Statute miles, 3 statute miles in haze, absolutely fine for an ILS. Clear skies, and then they've got this 2 statute miles and from tomorrow 1100 half a statute mile. So if I'm happy with standard block fuel, which in this case is 20.5 tons with an alternative Mexico. So set fuel, set payload, select route. There we are, route requesting. Tesca 30, thank you. 82 months. Tesca, I think, I always say this, like I'm not 100% sure, you are my longest serving member. That is 6 point... I'm trying to work it out with my calculator. It's over 6.5 years. Unbelievable, thank you. Set cost index to 999 or higher. Already late for FP1. Yeah, I know I'm missing FP1. It started 15 minutes ago. It's alright. These are just sort of catering and things for the qualifying and the race next day. No instant requirement to get it there straight away. Right, route uplink, load. Thank you very much for your 82 months as a member. Unbelievable. Lone Game, I got the 777-300 by, but I doubt I'll be able to afford to get the 200 freighter versions as well. Yeah, they are all standalone. Many products or companies do that sort of thing. PMDG are quite brutal with all of the sort of 800 being a completely different price point and set the product to the 700, 600. But yeah, it's the same, I'm afraid, with the 777. Right, activate, execute. Departing runway 18 right. We mentioned it's a Bonita 3, no transition, so it'll be a vector departure, and we'll eventually make our way towards Guards, which is the first waypoint. So we'll probably climb to 1,000 feet above aerodrome level and make a right turn to Guards and above 5,000 feet. For the rest of the routing, no discontinuities. Going all the way to Vitos. Vitos is the beginning of the star, and it'll be this Vitos 1 Romeo for 04 left for us. So departure arrivals again. Let's go ILS Zulu 04 left. Vitos 1 Romeo via Nadun. Execute again, just check for any discontinuities. Looks all good, looks like it'll take us straight in. Right, wind update data ready. Right, so we'll accept the perf init data. I think it's fetching the data from ACARS or something. Tesca, happy to be here. Cheers, buddy. Steve M, cost index 100 for BA, which caught me out, so used to setting it to 30 for the 738. Yeah, I always use 30 when streaming because it's a nice balance between Nothing too ridiculous with the speed, but also acceptable. Alright, I'll have to manually put the zero fuel weight in. Right, zero fuel weight 194.6, which is what we're expecting. 194.6, which I've just highlighted there. Reserves are 7.3 or 7.4. That's to get to Mexico City, the main international airport. Let's now look at the performance for departure. So it's all preloaded here. Performance tool. Import the actual weight from the aircraft. Import the weather. And import the data from the OFP. So it's actually going to be runway 18. No, it will be runway 18, right, that's correct. Full length, calculate. So TO2 49 degrees. TO2 49 degrees. Very nice. Takeoff, flap 5. 4.25 units of trim, and it was flap 5. Speeds 39, 43, 47. So 39. 43, 47, and I can set V2 using the Wing MCP. Great. Performance is all complete. Hydraulics then, the configuration, I always forget the sequence of events here, so it's R demand auto, electric pumps, this one in auto, and then the air pumps on auto, and then we can start the APU. Oh, looks like the cargo's all loaded. Doors are closed. They're not messing around out there. That was fast. Flipping heck. Don't forget CTAF. Yes, this frequency here, 121.0, correct. And I've also got, I don't know if you guys can see it, a massive thank you. If I quickly find my emails here, I don't know if he's watching the stream. So I've been unable to get this panel to work for ages, and actually someone, Nick, Mr. Nick, I won't say your surname for privacy reasons, emailed me telling me how to get this working in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's a bit of a pain, but it is working now very, very nicely. Ooh, I just want to make sure. There we are. So I've got the radio channel, but working nicely. Perfect. So, you haven't filed a flight plan, have I not? That's strange. It says it's filed. Yeah. Let me just log off. I'll double check. I've got auto ATC. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why that filed. So as soon as I press file again, it came through. I don't know why it didn't come through straight away. So there doesn't appear to be any controllers. Squawk 2522. Okay. 2522. And CTAF frequency 121.0. So in America they use this CTAF frequency business. There's the AP bleed coming on. So instead of using 121.8, you can use that to speak there. Sorry, yeah, 142, 147 for V2. Oh my god, you guys are on it. Right, okie dokie. So, latest weather conditions here are fine. Just got to set the pressure setting. The flight's running on new sky. So, altimeter setting. Oh, it's warm here, 31 degrees, didn't realise. And 299 is 6 on the altimeter. Why is that not matching that? I don't know, but there are 299 at 6 is set. MFRA will set as well. What's the elevation here? 540 feet. We'll just set that to 1540. It's going to take ages here to set. Oops. There we are, perfect. So we'll accelerate in the event of an engine failure at 1,000 feet above aerodrome level. Right, what else have we got to do? Oh, right, great, my mouse cursor's no longer working. Let me just turn my mouse off and on again, if in doubt. Right, great. I can't rotate my mouse anymore. I'm holding right click. Oh, there we go. There we are. Oh, perfect. What does it do that sometimes? There we go. How long is this flight? Roughly an hour and 45 minutes. Right, what about RTO radio tuning panel set? Let's quickly run through the checklist. So oxygen tested 100%, that's down here. Perfect. Flight instruments, heading and altimeter set, parking brake, just make sure it's set. There we are. And the trim 4.25 units setting now. Our 4.25 units set. Next we've got MCP V2 is set, 147, heading and track set, and the altitude of flight level 390, takeoff speed is set, 1439, 143, 147. We completed the CG pre-flight trim, 4.25 units set, taxi and takeoff briefing, which I'll complete momentarily, and then the beacon can be on. Let's get the tug attached. I thought I pressed it to do that, so prepare for pushback and departure. And we've got an aircraft pushing back there as well. Looks like GSX is springing into action down there as well. Jim is shivering. Shouldn't be, 30 degrees outside.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Airports, might as well put that to VOR. Right, 777 is easy to set up, nothing to do. I was secretly hoping you guys would vote the 727 when I put the community poll up, but alas, you guys all wanted to see the freighter.
Checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So I'll wait until there's a bit of a tight apron this one. I could do a straight pushback onto the... There's some airports they do pushbacks onto the other side, so you're not blocking the taxiway. Yeah, the sounds are superb. You can hear the other aircraft. Oh, that's him spooling up as well. Two tons, your first one out the gates to, oh yeah, MMMX. Did anyone tell you, 2 tons, we changed the destination? We were going to go to Mexico City, but I was very politely pointed out that Mexico City accepts no cargo aircraft, so we're now going to Felipe Ángeles, MMSM. Mike, Sierra Mike. You have to divert. Hello, E Aviation. Hi, Flight Sim. I've been back at college for 2 months studying engineering. Wonderful. Good luck with the rest of your course. Ben Butler, yes, this is the... I didn't even realise Praetor was a word until someone pointed it out. So this is a passenger with freight underneath, is it, or some sort of crossover. I might try out this Indy built A340, but some people did suggest that. Right, what's going on with GSX? Why are the doors still open and the stairs attached? What's it not happy with? Intrip pushback, no. Ground operations. External power's disconnected, APU generator's on, so I think I need to remove the chocks. There we are. Close all doors. There we go. Why does it open the door again? Close. Oh, there we are. Perfect. Right. I want to press... I want to face my airplane to the left, so I press right.
Release parking brakes, please.
That's the way I remember it. Opposite. GSX and doors is a constant issue. You need to use the tablet for doors. Brilliant. Well, the stairs are now being removed, and they've been told to release the parking brake. Right, we'll select engine for the engine start. John Panfield notes in log, door needs 3 slams to close. And a shoulder barge. Prime air. 3 is that 350 or 78? I never can tell. It's a 350, isn't it? Yeah, 350. How silly of me. Good, looks like the triple is moving. We'll slot in behind. Is that 78? Is it? Oh yeah, it's Boeing 787. Oh dear. Oh yeah, the ugly nose, of course. I don't see many of those. Alright. I've got New Sky running, guys, to log some cargo freight, but there was hardly any for me to do. Right, I hope this person doesn't mind me pushing, but...
Commencing push. All engines clear.
Oh, don't forget to start the beacon. Beacon on. Why are we not moving? There we go. Tug's got square wheels. Alright. Perfect. I need to turn up V-pilot there. Alright, starting engine number 2. Start. Fuel control. So I've had mixed messages. Someone was very upset last stream because I wasn't checking the oil pressure and oil quantity, and they left a comment there. So I thought the 777 guys just left it, and you don't actually need to do anything. But there you go. Look, I've got N2, waiting for M1, oil pressure, other things. Am I meant to be outside to be enjoying these sounds? I think so. Yes. Am I facing the right way? Where am I going? Better push back. Oh, that is good. Yes, this is the Boris sound pack. Well, GXX is just currently pointing me in a very unusual direction. I did say face a certain direction, but oh no.
Please set parking brakes.
Right, well, here it is, we will stay. Parking brake set. Right, good start on engine 2, starting 1. The Boris sound pack is very, very good. But the Flight Factor 777, does that have the Boris sound pack? Or is that something else? Because I think I prefer the sounds in the Flight Factor 777. This is very good. Don't get me wrong, they're much better than the stock, but I think the Flight Factor 777. If you have a look at my
Locking gear.
Flight Factor 777 streams and have a listen to that, I think that's slightly better. But I think that might be Boris anyway. This is the sound from the cockpit anyway. Flight Factor use KOSP sound creator for the free engine variants. I've never heard of them. I think I slightly prefer it. Oh, there's Nigel.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Ah, oh, sounds great though. This is not a bad sound. Awesome. Right, sounds like we've got 2 good engine starts, no exceedances. So generators on APU off, start switches continuous pro piton. I just do my own operators. Packs on the piton, that's all done. Check flaps to 5. Flight controls forward, back, left, right, rudders right and left. Perfect. Let's push recall. APU cooldown, and we'll just run the before taxi checklist, which is here, checklist. So anti-ice not required, recalls checked, flight controls checked, ground equipment's clear, and before takeoff flaps 5. That's the before takeoff checklist complete as well. Alright then, let's get moving.
Houston, traffic on Mecca 3126 heavy, taking off runway 18 right, march to the southeast.
Perfect, and I'll make sure I'm unicomming as well. There's the bleed air coming in on the packs. And Houston traffic Alpaca 1 Foxtrot taxi runway 18 right, departure south. Right, parking brake release, still do a config check. I think the engine spooled up a little bit too quickly, but gone straight back to idle.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
Very nice.
Departing taxi, runway 18 right fire, departing to the south.
Oh, by the way, 777 doesn't do the config check like the 73. Sorry, I thought they did, but I didn't. It's just for my peace of mind, guys. But does it do a config warning if the flaps are not set? Does it, like, do you get horned? That's muscle memory. Okay, so we're going to take the sort of second left, go via Victor. I don't know, is one not suitable for 777s? Wide body jets? Yeah, it's wide enough for sure. Joshua Hayden's pointing out that the cargo door sounds aren't as realistic with the Boris sound pack. Roger. doesn't do coffee checks. It's too perfect. I know. There's so very little. I mean, look, it's 32 minutes into the stream. We're already taxiing out. The setup in this is not long. And I don't think there's any traffic at all. So I'll do a little before takeoff checklist. So config I don't need to do. Flaps I've got 5. Stab trim 4.25 units. Takeoff briefing. The air conditioning pressurization panel set. V speeds we have 39, 43, 47 set on the MCP. Departures to Bonita 3, climbing straight ahead 1,000 feet above aerodrome level, then route after the vectors direct to our first waypoint, climbing flight level 390. Noise 2, any problems? Oh no, it's noise like 2, we book up at 1,500 feet using VNAV, and any problems will climb runway heading to 4,000 feet. There's no passengers, so cabin secure, checks complete. Right, having a look on VATSIM, make sure no one's on final. There we are, looks clear. Let's take off, get out of here. Yeah, the sounds are... You need this sound pack for all this add-on. Just reset my view slightly. Going light, we're off. Just make sure I'm happy with my views there. Perfect. So, lights coming on. Strobes. LNAV, VNAV on the MCP. Turn up the MCP here as well. Weather radar. Transponder TAR, right. Well, nice simple departure out of Austin this evening. Decent traffic, outback at 1 Foxtrot, departing runway 18 right. Oh, Toga's in chat, guys. Let's go to Mexico. Alrighty, where's this time at? Ah! Not that. There we are, lapse timer. Timing. Don't know what we set them up to, about 40%. A bit more. Our EGT sort of peaked. Stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. Yeah. Nice.
89.
Well, we're light checked. Sorry, I'm meant to be on yoke cam. It's better. There we are. Nice. Gears coming up. Oh, we're light. I'm just going to follow my operator's SOP, which is hold the attitude at 20 degrees. Alright, speed to trim.
Austin traffic, outback 48 Foxtrot, lining up runway 18 right.
Alright, there we are, already 1,000 feet above aerodrome level, so let's go direct to guards. Execute. It's going to lower the nose to accelerate. We'll have climb for us come in soon. Match the heading bug. Satisfying. Right, there's the 5 bug, flap 1. Because that's such a low thrust setting for departure, we're already at climb thrust. And flaps up. Still learning about this trim system in the 777, this fly-by-wire speed to trim. So I think I wait until I get to 250 knots and I blip the trim once, don't I? Anyway, there's 250 knots. There we are, yeah, that's sort of trimmed out at 250 now. Look at that. Still getting used to this trim system for 250 off. Look at that. I think I'm sort of getting the hang of it. Alright, cool. Autopilot's engaged. And don't worry, that's there. After takeoff checklist. Just turn down the sim slightly. Oh, I haven't got any views in front of those engines today, I'm afraid, but there we are. Beautiful. After takeoff checklist. Gear up, flaps up, after takeoff checklist complete. Unbelievably low workload.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, heading off runway 18 right now.
Oh yeah, we're light. Look at this, 250 knots. I mean, I'm not even going full climb. I press this once to go full climb. There we are. We've got 50 tons of cargo. I could have carried 100, but that is amazing climb rate. Ah, beautiful evening. 777 Friday is a rocket. My airline will use TOT even with a takeoff weight of 330 tons. Well, there you go, full climb. I'm now climbing at this ridiculous rate. I'm already passing 10,600 feet. 390, right. Fuel, all the pumps I need are on. Lights. APU off. Pressurization. Don't even know where it is. Don't need to check it, it's so reliable. Air. Outflow valve positions are fine, cabin attitude's fine. Set. Recall. Check's complete. There we are. An automatic engine anti-ice, yeah? Oh, yes.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, clear runway 18 right, passing through 2000.
Amazing. Look at that.
Lining up runway 18 right.
God, 4.5. This reminds me of COVID. During COVID-19 when we were ferrying around 10 passengers or less. But this will be your rate of climb.
Open traffic, Alpaca 31 Foxtrot, lining up runway 18.
Awesome. That's great. I get great performance in 2024 now. There's my heading bug updated.
Open traffic, Alpaca 29 Tango, taking off runway 18 right.
And ETA 2126 Zulu. Hour 40. What's our optimum? What's the maximum cruise level of the triple? Max 397 at this weight. Recommending 3.6. Oh, interesting. We'll go to 3.8 then. HMS Daring, very few pilots will ever experience that sort of performance again. Well, we do a lot of ferry flights, so especially end of summer. As a transition level, set standard. So you know, ferry flights. Obviously, once you're above a sensible altitude and you get continuous climb, you do get these sorts of rates of climb.
Open traffic, showing 7 12 lining up runway 18 right.
How's it sound anyway, guys? It's very loud in my headphones, this aircraft, but I've sort of turned the sim volume down by 50%, so I'm hoping you can hear me nice and clearly. Maximum altitude of the 777 is 43,100 feet, but this is a maximum operating altitude, not typical cruising altitude. Very good. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Bloodline Listening, for the feedback. So I've not looked at FP1. I think this F1 season is really hotting up to be something quite special. I've seen all of the Max Verstappen memes. I've got a very good a friend from Holland, and who's obviously a massive Max fan. He keeps sending me all these memes of sort of Lando and Oscar sort of just you know, really happy, and then Max Verstappen sort of barging in loads of different film scenes and all this sort of stuff. It's really funny. Greg Scott, fortunately we can hear you. Unbelievable comment. Outrageous. Where's my timeout function? Yeah, I've got my soundboard up and ready. But yeah, I've got quite a few standbys this week now. My hours as an examiner and instructor is actually a little bit higher this month. I've been doing a lot more flying than checks recently. But when I get back after my annual leave, I'm going to be very busy in the sim. There we are towards Bundia. And then Iceman. Very cool. And this is San Antonio. I don't think we've ever streamed into San Antonio before. Well, I mean, we've not even streamed into Austin, but my goodness, what a large city. I didn't realise how large San Antonio was. Not as large as Houston itself. America does it big. Not that we can see much down there today. Sneaky, whose car you got in the back? James Bond's and someone from the 1960s Formula 1 season. So Max born in Belgium, yes, but he obviously identifies as being from Holland. Andy, he says that about me on my radio shows. Liam Arnold, you just flown over the Grand Canyon in real life. Fantastic. That's very, very cool. 2 tons. Texas cities by size, from largest Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, Fort Worth, and El Paso. Well, there you go. And we're about to go screaming over the top of San Antonio at 30,000 feet, 9 minutes after we took off. A little bit cloudy, but you can just about see it through the gap there. Blurry textures, but it's loading in. Microsoft flights in 2024 will always have sort of blurry textures from the cruise, but unless you zoom in really far, you'll never really notice. About to Iceman. If you look carefully, see the wind here, 65 knots, and the wind where the clouds are is less. You can sort of see it pushing us. You can sort of see it pushing us in this direction. It's cool. Oh, Edo, awesome! You did a parallel takeoff with Alpaca 29 Tango. Very cool. And that's making movies on location. Very, very smart. Hello Scotty 2. He goes, hey, muchachos and Flight Sim. What will you do for 100,000 subs? It will be an endurance stream of some sort of charity event, of course, which I do every time I pass 10,000 subscribers. So I was going to do circuits in the Zemo mod, 100 circuits, but I think the aircraft's sort of handling okay, but I don't want to get any bad habits from that. So I'll do some sort of endurance hand-flown flight for 9 hours where I can't quit or stop because I'm flying something old. I don't know, some endurance flight of some sorts. 2 tons, 2.6 million future alpacas in metropolitan San Antonio watching you fly over right over the top of the city now. Sort of see it down there. Oh, bit of audio clipping there. Across the pond, no autopilot. Ugh. In the 747-200. There's several waterplanes simulated listed, but you've got to think like some really classic ones, like the German 8-engined thing from the 20s or whatever. Jake says the homestead must be good if you think you could form bad habits. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who watched a couple of months ago, I did a stream with inverted flight controls, and after about 2 hours of doing that, I was like, I'm not doing that again. Hello, Stephen Hardiman 7443. Can you do a 737 startup procedure, please, in slow-mo for us simpletons? You go too quick and I end up using the PMDG panel load option instead. Well, you know, my latest tutorial on the iFly 737 Max you might find useful, or my original cold and dark setup. But just pause it and make notes and then come back to it. That's the best way, and I know it's certainly what a lot of people that watch my videos do and make notes of. But you know, I don't want to go too slow because obviously a lot of my viewers fly the aircraft frequently, and I always try to go into as much detail as possible when I do setups anyway. And I've sort of I follow my real world operators SOPs as closely as possible, but I've sort of tailored how I set up the aircraft single pilots, because obviously I can't do briefings and checks. Sort of I gloss over them in a way when I'm briefing my virtual FO, but works quite well. Stephen uses tutorials and change the playback rate to a slower setting. Yeah, full of a bit of a joker tonight, Steve. Yeah. Anyway, look at that, 15 minutes already at the cruise. South of San Antonio. And then we'll make that right turn southeast towards Corpus Christi. So I was... Oh, is it 3.8 at the cruise? Oh. I thought we were filed at 3.9. Yeah, look, 390. Why did it put 3.8? I thought I fetched that from SimBrief. I don't know. See if the out into vent button works. It does. There you go. Out into vent. Thrust reference VNAV speed. Very cool. Awesome. Very nice day. It's really nice add-on. Looks amazing. That's better. Flight level 390. Oh, me squeezing the brakes there on my rudder pedals. Awesome. Well, no ATC unfortunately, but we'll get ourselves settled in the cruise. I'll uplink the wind. Never did that actually, did I? Load. 2 tons. Talking to Edo about the passenger loads. Are you talking about New Sky? Because I had hardly any cargo to carry. Really low. Updated ETA then 2126 Zulu. Fuel on arrival 8.4. We needed 7.4 for our alternate Mexico City. Very good. Making movies on location. You're doing your first flight, the A333. Not expecting a button. You never know. Hello, Unique Skyways. Hello, Captain. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in this evening. Oh, we might get lucky and get some ATC. You never know. There's a nice little mini group flight going on here. Yeah, no, hardly any ATC. It's weird because sometimes on a Friday night you get loads of ATC in the US. You know, Friday night. Oh look, someone's in Concord. Excellent. Speedbird 3. Busy in Europe as ever. Let me have a look at Frankfurt. Oh my goodness. Frankfurt is like this every Friday, I swear. Well, it's probably an event though, the Frankfurt Friday event. Look at that. It's just bonkers. Frankfurt's looking busy. Munich fully staffed. Oh, the Germans love it. The Germans love it. Frankfurt's just on another scale. Look at all these airports online. It's a bit of a night here in the southeast. Oh no, there's 2 speedbirds. Air France and BA. Very cool. Mini Moog. True, 2 tons, yeah. Very busy on Friday nights, yes, when it's 0-200 the next day in Europe. That is true. Anyway, overhead Iceman. We'll do a little fuel check here. So what do we got here at Iceman? 18 minutes airborne. Matched flight plan 15.3, we've got 16.1, so we've got an extra 800 kilos on top. We should have burned 5.2 tons of fuel. It's on the progress page, isn't it, in the 777. Fuel used 4.4. Yeah, saved 800 kilos of fuel, guys. Aviation, my favourite airport plane spot is probably Frankfurt. Very busy there. Josh says there's a guarded switch slightly above the APU switch called primary flight computer. Ah yes, so this turns it into a 7.3, does it? Turns off fly-by-wire or something. I'm not flicking it, as tempting as it is. Don't tempt me. Hello, Simon Climb. Flight distance question. Flying a 600 with 110 passengers and 4.9 tons of cargo and 115 kilos below max landing weight. 4 tons of fuel on approach. What can one do as no fuel jettisons? Landed at about 160 knots. Don't land above max landing weight, but 160 knots, that's very fast. The aircraft, the 737, is capable of landing above max landing weight, but only approved in emergencies. So, medical emergencies, or if the QRH dictates you to land at a nearest suitable airport. So there's no facility to dump fuel, so you can just increase fuel burn by lowering the gear, entering a hold, etc, etc, but don't land above max landing weight in normal operations. Swim Climb said want to land at 135 knots, flat 30, FMC didn't like it. Sounds a bit like a bug. 135 is going to be... Well, actually, if you're in a 600, it's going to have lower approach speeds than what I'm used to. Best way to burn fuel in a hold before landing at an airport in 737, all of the above. Yeah, lower the gear. It's actually the approved way. That's the approved way of doing it. Lowering the gear, entering a hold. You'll get a 50-60% increase in fuel flow. Stick shaker starter had to increase speed. Not good. 2 tons Hurricane Melissa is prowling around the Caribbean currently, so if you have time for another stream in the next few days, maybe take up the challenge. Interesting. Now, yes, Just Flight and Black Square have sent me both their Bonanza and their Baron. So I was actually thinking of doing some Caribbean island hopping, or maybe going to the Galapagos Islands. It looks really nice, this Baron. I haven't installed it yet. I haven't done a GA flight in quite some time. And then the FSS 727 as well. I need to fire up X-Plane again, although it's just 50-50 whether it works for me at the moment. But one of the aircraft I wanted to poll today was the Rotate MD-11 Freighter. But that hasn't received an update in over a year and a half now. I think, well, no, just over a year. September 24 was its last update. And last time I flew it, the pitch authority was non-existent, so I was hoping that had been updated. The freighter options in X-Plane aren't that great until, well, we'll get the Fearless 747 cargo freighter coming at some point. But there wasn't really many good options to choose from. Another aircraft I've not flown is the Builds A300-600 premium version, which I've purchased. I've never actually flown it. Yeah, Caribbean island hopping would be nice. Yeah, we could make it like 3 or 4 sectors, sort of just do a touch and go in some of them. I've got the checklist downloaded. Swim climb, yeah, I guess I had to hold, burn more weight off. I was basically experimenting by pushing the weight to the max. Well, that's good fun to do. And one thing I noticed in this sim, I'd really like to know the answer to this. Mexico City, very high elevation. For example, where we're flying into Santa Lucia. What's the elevation here? I'm just having a look. Elevation of the airfield is 7,400 feet. Now, obviously, it's also very hot here, so the actual density altitude is going to be high. Now, all these airports have very long runways, but when I flew in on a test sector in the 777 freighter, I took a max cargo and landed in the max anyway. I really struggled to manage the speed with regards to the speed restrictions. I even selected flap 5 and was flying about 230 knots, but the margin between sort of going too low speed, the amber manoeuvre margin here was like up at 240 knots with flap 5, so I was really struggling and it was getting really close to stick shaker. So I would like to know if there's a max landing weight limit at high elevation airports in the 777. But I don't know if there's any operators here. Oh, that's good, 2 tons. Yeah, Flight Factory 777 is slated for release in a few months with cargo. I'll be afraid the equivalent freighter version of this, I guess. Hopefully 2 tons, fingers crossed. Have Rotate been active in their forums on the Explain forums at all? Sneaky says, quick question. Say you take off in the 737 at max 0 fuel weight, so fully loaded basically, and you know you'll arrive close to max landing weight, you end up saving some fuel. How would you sort the excess out prior to reaching destination? You just have to burn it off in a hold. Now this actually happened to me once, sneaky 1-1. I took an aircraft once which went tech, and the fuel on board the aircraft was loaded for a Tenerife, so from the UK, which is obviously a lot more fuel. This aircraft went AOG. They fixed it, but they swapped the aircraft over in the morning, gave me this aircraft, and I had to go to, was it Malaga? Malaga or Alicante? I don't know. Anyway, we were fully loaded, fuel for Tenerife, and we were going to arrive into, I think it was Malaga, with 7 tons of fuel, and we needed 6 tons or less to be below max landing weight. So we didn't have to hold in this case. I just rang flight planning and said, look, we need to burn more fuel. Sorry to all of the Greenpeace lovers in chat. So they filed us at a much lower cruise level. We flew over at like flight level 250, and then we just just increased the drag in the descent, and we actually got below from that lower cruise level. But yeah, the official way, I think it's actually, let's double check the ops manual, is if you are going to land above max landing weight and it's not an emergency, you have to lower the gear and hold high drag, and that will quickly get you below max landing weight. Yeah, good question. The 737, even at max 0 fuel weight, usually has the capacity to take quite a bit of extra fuel, at least 2 tons. Hello, S. Skalavik. Good evening. Just finished Oslo, Gran Canaria, Oslo with Norwegian 738. That's going to be a long old day simming. What do you think about the Boris sounds of the 777? Very nice. Significant improvement over the default sounds, that's for sure. Glad I purchased it. And it's very reasonably priced. I mean, I bought the full package for all 3 engine variants, and it was like $12 or something. There we are along the east coast here, and isn't it around here SpaceX? Yeah, SpaceX is here, isn't it? SpaceX launch site, Starbase. There it is. Look, we'll have to look out for Elon Musk's rocket as we fly right over. I was going to make this 2 sectors actually, and I originally said that in the poll, but I was like, there's not really many good airports or decent scenery here. The default airports we're flying in and out of today aren't that great, so I just thought I'll just make it 1 sector as being more realistic as we're flying F1 parts. Hello Sasha, did you see the YouTube clip about a passenger dropping their laptop from their seat into the cargo hold? United 767 returned as could not be retrieved. Lithium battery. Oh my goodness me, that's no good. So it went from the seat into the cargo hold. How did it get in there? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, no, you can't put any batteries in the cargo hold, or certainly on a passenger flight. We can't. All those have to be inchecked in, but it can't be inchecked in bags. So it would be on carry-on. Went down the sidewall. No way. No way. That's crazy. Any en route NOTAMs for space debris? No. But did you guys see what happened to that aircraft? It was a 737. They got hit by a weather balloon, but they were initially saying it was space debris. And I was like, but yeah, that was a very unfortunate incident. Crew did well there. Larry says you've got Mazepin's Red Bull in the hold. If so, can you arrange to drop it off at the Gulf of Mexico? Look, I'm gonna say I am rooting for Lando Norris and George Russell. I don't think George will get anywhere close. Lando's got a chance. Obviously, I'm a Brit, and I would love to drop off Max Verstappen's car in the Gulf of Mexico if it was on board. However, I will confess that Max Verstappen is a hell of a driver, and I think probably the greatest driver of all time. I'd put him up there with Senna. So he's a machine. He's a monster. He's a machine. But yeah, let's see. It's going to be really interesting. I'm going to unfortunately miss the race on Sunday. Like I said, I'm on standby tomorrow, so I'll be able to watch quali if I don't get called. But I am flying Sunday evening, so I'll have to watch the race and catch up when I get back. Lara, damage the radar. Yeah, the hot air balloon. Let me find the pictures. 737. I'll be on Av Harold, won't it? Crap windshield. Trying to find the surely it'll be on Av Herald. When was it? Oh, is it this one? United Max. Oh, there's no pictures unfortunately, but I found the Av Herald incident. So United don't know how reliable the source this is. I need meteorite strike now. Oh, there's so much crap. I can't find any, not websites that are lettered with ads. But yeah, it was United Airlines emergency landing caused by collision with a weather balloon, and it cracked the windscreen, and you know, you could barely see where they were going. It's amazing, really. Let's have a look here in chat. Are you going to do an F1 flight stream to each city? No, probably not. Some significant distance between the two, but if I'm off and there's something to do, I will. Oh, we've got some Piastri supporters here. Wojtek. Aviation, have you heard the Air India 787 runway turn 1 deployment Birmingham? No, that's new to me. Is that recent? Sneaky says company won't approve low level to get reception for the race. No. Darren, you're having issues with your sim, with screen freezing graphics, but sound and sim game still going on in background. you've replaced your power unit by the sounds of it. No freezing now, very good. Slightly sim, what about something like an electric toothbrush? Can it go in the check-in package to hold? Actually, a really good question. I should think it can't. It probably need to be in your carry-on luggage. You know what? When I travel or fly, I always have my wash bag in my carry-on bag. Carry-on bag anyway. Scavinik, you're doing a long day of flying tomorrow as well. Oslo, Lisbon, Oslo. That's a bit better. Algorithm Fair 812. Yeah, I saw a picture of that in Discord. Qatar F1 Special 777 livery. That looks really good. Did see that. Looks very nice indeed. Very good question coming in here. At Joe, what do you do if you to go around after your missed approach point? Do you still follow the published missed approach? That's a really good question. And if you have really high minima, it's something that you have to consider. Now, if there's going to be a terrain issue, typically an airport will have, let's say, Innsbruck. You go around below minimum. And you, let's say, have a bulk landing, you know, you touch and go, or rejected landing, or whatever. They'll have something called a bulked landing procedure, which is basically separate to the missed approach, that's safe to fly, because typically your missed approach starts at the missed approach point, your minimums typically. But yeah, if there's no missed approach or bulk landing procedure, after you go around for minimums, follow the standard missed approach, and you should be free of all terrain and clear. Like I said, there will be a unique bulk landing procedure. Excellent question. So we'd like to see Lewis Hamilton get a podium before the season ends. Yes, I mean he's only won a sprint race, hasn't he? But there's no podium with that. But yeah, Ferrari have had a bit of a... Well, I mean Leclerc got third, didn't he, last in Austin? Excuse me. Rhino's Hero says, do you know some of the Easter eggs on the 777 added by PMDG? I know the pen clicks. That's about it. And Larry says you'll shortly be passing over a popular spring break vacation spot south Padre Island? Padre? Let's have a look here. It's a little bit further south. Is that here? At Madsen Morris, Brownsville? I know that's where SpaceX is. SpaceX is down here. Watch out for those rockets taking off. It's rather than the US-Mexican border, isn't it? Padre. Follow your back. In the last slide, I told you to type FAF 2700 above, not 2700, because otherwise the VNAV path will be lower than glide slope. That's what happened. VNAV descent was 165 feet low when the plane was on glide slope. This is not a problem. That's not what we do at my operator. Write in and change it. DJ's Backyard's Fireworks. Thanks for the $5, buddy.
He Captain, what's worse, breaking your arm or flying an Airbus?
Breaking both arms might be slightly worse than flying an Airbus, but breaking one arm... Well, the thing is, if you do break an arm, you can still fly it. Just wiggle it around with your stick. Cheers, buddy. No, I'd rather break no arms than fly an Airbus. Brilliant. Rhinoceros says, I think they put a pogo stick somewhere on all their aircraft. I did not find it on the 777 so far. It's some sort of PMDG insider. What? I've never heard of that one. A pogo stick. Outrageous. Joe, would you still meet obstacle clearance criteria if you followed the published missed approach in the absence of a bulk landing procedure? What else are you going to do? You're not going to go around and just fly on some other thing? Probably not going to guarantee it, but what other option do you have? There's no other option. If you're an IMC and you're, you know, 600 meters RVR and you need 550, you're visual, you could continue at minimums, and then you decide to go around. You've got to fly the standard missed approach. Can you guarantee obstacle clearance? Probably not, but what else you can do? You can't turn left or right. Don't need to look into those things as much as that. If you get out in an interview question, that's me. Harry, but further to this question, is it what was considered a bulk landing if triggered below minimums, or would it still be a go around until the flare? So, for us, a rejected landing or bulk landing starts from 50 feet. The bit between minimums and that, I don't know what the technical terminology be, it's still a go around, but for us a rejected landing's from 50 feet or less. Josh says, nice feature 777 freighter for us load masters. Ah, so that's why you recognise the sound wasn't very realistic. If you put your seatbelt sign from off to on, it flashes lights in the main cargo hold. I haven't been able to see if PMDG has that feature. Now, one question I did have about the 777 freighter, which I noticed here. If we open the door, or the curtain back here. Is this a pressurised bulkhead? So, if I open this door, does it depressurise? There you go, into the rear hold. What's this? Quantity. Water and waste. Ooh! Oh, cool, this is all cool. Cabin temperature. Ground service. Oh, this seems to be working. Very large hold here. Tried to open it. Nope. Oh, the cargo is pressurised. Okay. I'll open it then. I'll just hold my breath just in case. There we go. The thing's going off. Some massive space, isn't it? Absolutely full to the brim. I can actually move my camera back here because I saved one. Oh no! Where's my car's gone? Oh, that's really interesting. Has it actually lowered? Because I've not got 100 tons, and I said 50 tons, it's actually removed some of the crates. Oh, well, the two cars I was carrying at the start of the stream now are in the Gulf of Mexico. Oops. We got the Yorkshire tea though, and Fordham and Mason. They're very random packages. I love that. It'd be nice if you could customise your loads. I know the Indie builds freighters, you can do that. Very FPS friendly though. Fordham Mason and Yorkshire tea. Oh, it just shows you how big the hold is. Look out this tiny door. Oh, I didn't realise it's actually got two doors. Oh, I've locked myself out. Very, very smart. Oh, I'll just have to leave that one open. Oh, we're in a turn. Anyway, look, SpaceX. I think it's down there, isn't it? Very nice day. Just cross into Mexico. Yeah, Josh Hayden, it's quite cool how it alters the amount of stuff you have on board based on how much freight you selected. 4 mags. Now, according to your position on that supply, this is where you better watch for the Elon rockets. Yeah, be careful. Scotty T, can you sometimes see a discrepancy with the EGT, so have to slightly misalign the individual throttles to match, and would you have to report it? Yeah, sometimes you see a slight discrepancy in the EGT on older aircraft, or if one engine's older than the other. You don't need to adjust your thrust to match the EGT, you just match the M1s or the auto throttle wheel, and there might be one that's burning more fuel than another, but it's never going to be to a degree which causes a significant imbalance, and if it does, you just balance the fuel. Mexico, sorry, what did I say? Mexico. Cheers, dude. Thank you very much. Your continued support. 69 months. Mexico. Hello, Cat. Yorkshire tea needs a proper Dorset tea. No, Yorkshire tea's the best. Two tons. Mexico, that's how you... Oh! I thought that... Yeah, but that's how you pronounce it, isn't it? Taking the mick out of my pronunciation. Unbelievable. Wow, look at this weather as we continue south. Very nice. Josh Hayden says 777 freighter can hold 27. You have to tell me that acronym PMC, something pallet. 27 main deck, 6 in the front belly, 4 in the rear. Standard base pallet for anyone not clued up on cargo. That's me, I have no clue on cargo. Awesome. That's a fantastic view, look at that. You need a live tequila shot. I don't have any tequila in this house. What a view, look at that. That's superb. Right along the coast, Mexico coastline. HMS Doe, did you do your CP on the States? I did. Arizona. A long time ago. No, it says very shortly now for the captain. It's Buena Vida, Mexico. that was mispronounced. And to quote, is that Goodyear? Yes, lived in Goodyear. Yeah, thanks for asking. So climb, how many hours are you allowed to fly a day or one shift flight in the real world? Depends on several factors. How many sectors, when did you start your shift? If you got it particularly early, you're in something called the window of circadian low, which lowers your duty time, but typically for 2 sectors it's 13 hours, for 4 sectors 12 hours, and then for any additional sectors, basically every sector beyond 2 is 30 minutes off your duty time. And that can be extended by 2 hours under exceptional circumstances, such as returning to your home base. All crew have to agree as well. And that's called going into discretion. The hard limit is 2 hours plus your duty time. You must never cross the plus 2 hour duty limit time. Very rarely go into discretion. Usually there's some significant disruption during the day if you do. But yeah, a long duty Tenerife and back from the UK, it's around a 10.5 hour duty, 11 hours, so you know it doesn't take long to get into discretion there, an hour and a half, 2 hours plus. So much sitting in the cramped cockpit, yeah, in the 7.3, yeah, I know. Just stretch your legs when you can. Shoebox, beautiful sunny 82 degrees here in Phoenix today, very nice. Now imagine pilots dropping the yoke mid-flight because they reached their max duty time. You'd never get into that situation though in flight of max duty because you wouldn't have left. Lovely and smooth up here. Can't remember what the turbine setting I have set in Microsoft Flights in 2024. I think it's medium. Oh, Mexican ATC is online, very good. Coming up at Dusby. So at Dusby, what I'll do, I'll put a fixed ring in there because I'll know we'll have ATC from that point. There we are. So when we get there, we'll we know we have ATC. Thanks, heads up, making movies on location. Hello, Gabby, did your PPL at Booker Hill, Wickham, the old BA flight school? I remember flying into that when I was over in my hour building. You wish you went into commercial but was 13, couldn't afford to pay for it all. Wish I'd done it all when young. Ah. Yes, right, you've got to be at the right place, right time for flight training. Say bon dia to the controller. Is it Botard now though? No, Portuguese. No, Mexican is Spanish, no? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Spanish? Portuguese. Can't even see the part of the walk out yet. Right, I was going to turn on my foot heater if it cold. Josh says my operator does the exact same galley layout, but other operators that do more horse flights have 8 passenger seats installed for the grooms. It's not the best place to sit for a long haul, but does the job. Wow. Yes, I think a lot of horses go on flights, don't they? Some of the thoroughbreds on these races. Brick test, oh come on, Portuguese. It's all around the south, isn't it? Mexican to Spanish, Brazilians, Portuguese. All has some European conquering going on 500-600 years ago. cheers, John. Thanks. Hey, look at us blasting along the coastline here. Very nice. Still, the textures in the cruise aren't that crisp, are they? Still in 2024. I mean, it's definitely better than it was. It used to be super blurry, but if I zoom in, it could be improved, couldn't it? The texture quality. So we'll see it loading in a bit, but and I know when you're lower level, it looks better. Just wish it was a little bit sharper at a higher altitude. When you look around like this, it doesn't really matter, but zooming in, yeah, a bit blurry. Hello, Wojtek says, if anyone's using any of the PMDG 777 aircraft with GSX, make sure to use any 2 GSX, a free utility, which enables progressive refueling and boarding. Ah, okay. What's happened to GSX? There's been no updates recently. There's a lot of developers that have stopped updating their things. GSX used to have updates weekly. There's not been a single GSX update for ages, and it's a bit broken at the moment. I mean, I generally have never used GSX for progressive refueling because 9 out of 10 times I use it, it breaks, or something doesn't work, or I don't get the fuel, and then the rest crashes. So I always just use the aircraft's... I always load the passengers and fuel manually in the aircraft's utility, be it a tablet or FMC, and then just use the GSX for visuals of the passengers loading for you guys watching, and then obviously the pushback. Oh, Lone Game, you think Asobo dialed the back, the stream performance too bad? Yeah, and I was flying around a little bit of GA, just playing around in the sim, and I noticed it was looking a bit blurrier than it... it was really blurry on release, and it got better, but I think it's not as blurry as it was, but... I mean, look at that. That's not my settings. I know it's not. That's just. I think that's just the fact of 2024 at the cruise. It's just. Anyone have better textures than that? Yeah, I know 2020 does look better in that regard. I really zoom in. Look, it's like zoom level. It's really blurry. The water looks really good. Like, the water looks really crisp. But it's not just me, is it? Although Mexico is generally... But oh, of course, yeah, certain parts of the world, it's... I mean, that's poor. That looks crap. Excuse my French. That does look crap. Yeah, when you're at this sort of zoom, you don't really notice. So, is it the end of the world? Not really. Anyway, we're going to do a GA flight in the Barren, so we'll see how it is there. Okay, it's not like, yeah. I had to play around with the settings, but they were blurry. Even I just put them up to the highest settings just to see, and it was still blurry. GSX has been so long since an update compared to the past, it makes me wonder if any major update might be coming. By the way, Sim Update 4 is supposed to help the texture LODs. Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, I've got the texture set to high. As Sergio says, I love verifying the lost chaos. The real scene is amazing. Are you saying flying over here? It could, if I could share photos here. Is that where we're flying over? Sigil Akatar 07. Yeah, really nice. Look at that. Bang on the coastline on this flight plan. So we get to Ciudad Madero, and then we go inland. I got a little wing view by the little portholes. Hello Gil, 3488, just a new PC. We'll be working on installing new software this weekend in Microsoft Flight Sim. Is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, I think you're trying to say. They're stable now, Captain. Yes, I'd highly recommend installing 2024. How exciting, your new PC. Enjoy setting it all up. It's always exciting when you get a new PC. I'm hanging on to this one for another year, I think. I will update it next year. But I've already been looking at builds from Chill Blast. You can sort of get a spec 5090 with 32 gigabytes of RAM, about £3,000, 3,500. And everyone has told me now, don't stick with Intel for your CPU anymore. Go to AMD. So I've always had Intel CPU. This is an Intel CPU, Core 7. Apparently AMD is the way to go. That's what Jill says, yeah, but very much flying. Flew there for a while, the area is something amazing. Now for Mike 0 Mike, expect 04 centre, 22 left, ILS approach, high elevation, higher glide slope, higher rate of descent. It's very difficult to slow down. I know on my test sector, hence why I've lowered my 0 fuel weight. I was struggling at max landing weight. But 04 centre, really. Now, I was planning 4 left because that's closest to the cargo apron. So we want to park here, look, at the cargo apron. So 04 left, straight onto the cargo terminal. 04 centre, you know, I've got a taxi backtrack all the way here, past the fire station up here. And it's, let's just say the airport is very default. It's not looking that great, if I'm honest. And there was no third-party add-on, freeware or payware, for 2024. Well, as all things computers, I got a 9800 3D. I don't know what that is. It wasn't quite the magic bullet I was told it would be. Steve says, I forgot, if you use Auto FPS, the little app, it will increase the LOD to 200 in flight for IFR and lower it when close to the ground. Oh, interesting. Wait, with LOD, is it the higher the number, the more detail? Or the lower the number? Oh, interesting, Sajil. Okay. Well, we'll use the left one today. YouTube says V1's getting a new operator. Oh, I didn't know that. Has V1 got a new job? He's still on Airbus. Captain Canada's got a new PC. Very exciting for him. PMDG NG seemingly imminent. Very, very good. Exciting times. Yeah, well, hopefully, as soon as the PMDG comes to 2024, would you guys like me to do a proper full-blown 4 sector day? If I do like well, if I was to make it 6 hours, I'd have to do 4 very short sectors. I've never done a 4 sector day like I do at my operator. We'll choose a base. We'll go first sector, then back, and then to second sector there. That'll be a real test for the PMDG and the sim. 4 sector 100k? No, that's too easy. A 4 sector day, it's like, you know, it's long and hard work, but it's for me, it's not physically taxing or mentally taxing. Whereas flying something gnarly in the sim, which is a challenge for a long period of time, hand flying would be something I'd like to do for a charity stream. Too easy. It is. It's my day job. Oh really? Scotty 2, he said V1 might go over to 7.3. Probably as indications of what operator will be as they use both. Really? Well, he knows who to subscribe and watch to, doesn't he? Oh, and Larry, that looks like a horrible sector, 10 sector day. Impressive. Valerio second navigates the globe for charity stream, isn't it? Yep. 4 sector day combined with a failure stream. I said, Joe, can you simulate a system failures in the 737? You can. The PMDG has a very good system failure feature. I wish I had more, because the system failures are limited to certain systems. So, for example, there's no flight control issues. Loads of engine failure issues. Last one we did, we had an engine fire, didn't we? Quite soon after takeoff. We were joking about him needing to do shared copy streams. He'll have to come and fly with me, won't he? I'll teach him a thing or two. I'll show him what it's like to really fly an aeroplane. In V1's defence, as he is an American, he would have had to have done his 1,500 hours flying all sorts, which I didn't have to do. I came straight from flight training school onto the 7.3, so he actually does have a lot more experience. He flew the King Air, didn't he? King Air and some business jets as well, which I have no experience flying, so he has a large repertoire of experience. Whereas I'm just hardwired to fly the 737 series aircraft, and that's it. Your path for 4 sector day plus failures equals 1 sector day plus diversion and chilling in their report writing room. So Gene said it would be nice that you started the flight random failure, wait for the ECAM checklist in QH. Yeah, ECAM, you just press the buttons and it does it itself, doesn't it? I left the seatbelt sign on, so never mind. Top descent 118 miles. We'll start setting up soon. Remember, when we get to Dusby, we should get some ATC. I can pre-tune the frequency now, 2765. It's great, they've got my radio tuning panel working. Osco sticks as full manual tray table to full manual pilot. 1 hour airborne, guys, past the halfway point. Should be touching down in about 40 minutes time. Very clear. A few clouds off to the west, that is all. Chemtrails on. Look at my drone pilot skills. Love the reflection of the alpaca cargo on the wing. Very nice. There we are, Mexico Center. Knocking on my door. Oh, different frequency than I was expecting there. Oh yeah, I tuned the 80s accidentally. Not a problem. Buenos tardes. I'll say muy buenas. Mexico Center, muy buenas. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot, flight level 390 Mapil.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy, buenas tardes. Radar contact level 390, contact the ILS for runway 04 left.
ILS 04 left in Felipe Ángeles. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. How do I say Felipe Ángeles? I know that's the name of the airport. Anyway, he's told us to expect 4 left, which is what we have in the FMC. Scotty 2, there's a crescent moon out there somewhere. Is this real time? Yeah, real time, live weather. Hoi hi says, oi hoi hi says, such pressure on it, flying everything, planes, drones, everything. Felipe Los Ángeles. Hello, Miss Lee. What do you think of the future open rotor design engines? Do you think they'll ever happen? Yeah, I saw Airbus are developing this. It does look like it's sort of people looking into this for the future, but the same way that they're looking into electric aircraft. I don't think we're going to see this open fan blade design anytime soon. Obviously, it probably is far more efficient, but in the extremely unlikely event of an engine failure, or you know, if a fan blade detaches or has something hit it, modern turbofan engines are designed to contain that failure. If you've got an open fan design, where's all that blade going to go? If you've got an open rotor design, I don't know. So, you know, if it was to come anytime soon, it'd be on business jets to start with. But then the noise, surely there's noise, isn't there? Issues with this. I don't think that's why it ever took off. Somewhere soon. Any more heavy assembly planned? Oh, do you guys actually watch that? Do you like watching me suffer? maybe tomorrow if I don't get called off standby. But I'd rather fly. I want to get this Baron. Do some GA flying. Engine manufacturers should prioritise the look and sounds. Who needs efficiency? Brilliant. August says, put a cowling over it, well then it becomes a turbofan engine. Basically that's what it is. It's a turbofan engine without the cowling. But it looks very cool. Right, better do some work. Forecast winds. Purge. I'll load them in. There we are, excellent. They're all in. Bring up the charts. So the weather, very nice. 3005. So slight tailwind, but 1 knot. And altimeter is 3034, so we can preset that now. Unfortunately, the 3034 ethos panel not working yet on the PMDG 777. Preset anyway. Fixed rings, told to spec runway 04 left. We'll put in a 10-mile ring, 5-mile ring, and what are we cruising at? 39,000 feet, so about what's that going to be? 4812, 117, roughly where we'll start top of descent. So you'll notice the ring though. Oh no, it's actually got like far from top of descent, but we've got to take into account the elevation. But because our star is very long, it corresponds roughly with top of descent. Let's check through the waypoints anyway. Make sure we're happy with the arrival and any constraints. So starting off at VTOS at below 17,000 feet, 250 knots. Checks SM 642, 644, 15,000 feet, 230 knots. Now we actually have all these other points. The arrival then takes us around here. How come I've not got this shortened arrival? How do I negotiate this? Oh, well, we've got all the other points to go around the top here. Like a point merge, 15,000 feet all the way around. Eventually go to a Moxie, max 210 knots, 14,000 feet. So the elevation here is 7,400. I need to make a note of that. So when we get to that restriction later, in Moxie 14,000 feet, we're already going to be 7,000 feet above the ground. 13,000, 11,210 fixed at Benax and Naden. There we are. So we'll definitely have to have flaps out. I see. Will they give that to you? Okay, and perfect. That restriction anyway at 612 allows for us to go straight in. It's the same altitude. So if it's busy, you'd probably fly a lot of that arc. ILS 4 left then from Naden. Got this point merge arc. Just decrease my scale here. So it's like roughly at 10 miles. 200 knots, 9,500. SM03 November, 4 November, max 185. So I put 185 knots. Won't let me do it. I don't think the 777 does. This is the difference between this and the 73. 05 November mandatory 9,200 feet, then 07 November 8,900 mandatory. So these two mandatory heights are set. Then 3 degree ILS out to the minimums. Oh no, that's going to take ages to set. 7,000. Actually, would this be category D? I'll go with the category D. 7631. This is going to take ages.
Next Centre, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, flight level 390 inbound.
But we'll persevere. So elevation, high density altitude, loads of threats associated with this, higher ground speeds, less performance, longer landing distance required, hotter brakes.
Expect the ILS Zulu on 4 left. Could you just confirm the arrival, please?
I affirm it's going to be the Vito to Alpha arrival.
Crazy sarcasm, so radio minimums has nothing to do with elevation.
ILS Zulu, runway
I can't get off my mouse cursor.
Alpaca
Now my mouse cursor.
Foxtrot Heavy, you can expect the Vito to Alpha arrival for runway 4 left.
VTOS 2 Alpha, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. Why does Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 does this? The mouse cursor just stops working. Well, the cursor works, but I can't rotate the camera. And I think it's my mouse. Sometimes I just turn my mouse off and on and it works. Oh, what's happened to my brakes? Oh, I can't do it. I can't rotate my mouse. Oh, there we go. It's come back alive.
Alpaca 75 Heavy, descent via
Whoa,
Naga.
what's going on? Now it's stuck on. There we are.
18,000 feet.
I can't remember what I was doing now. So yeah, all the threats associated with high elevation there. So yeah, we're saying radio minimums are only for auto lands. It makes you always want to set barrier minimums if that's what's required. Which is 7631. So elevation makes absolutely no difference to the requirement of barrier minimums or radio altitude. Right, 7631. That's why it was taking so long to set this. I have to rotate this mouse wheel.
Heavy, good evening. Flight level 370. Expect the ILS Zulu 4 left, Vito to Alpha arrival.
I think it's to do with me setting. I'm rotating this mouse wheel. Yeah, you know what it is? It's something to do with setting the minimums. This is exactly what happened earlier, and now I've got the mouse cursor stuck on. Can't actually get my mouse back. There we go. It's come back. You know what it is? It's setting the barrier minimums, and what I do, I unlock my mouse wheel, and now it's blocked. It's nothing to do with. It's something that 2024 doesn't like with me rotating my mouse wheel quickly. I think it's still spinning and it's. There we go. Right. I did this earlier. Oh, what? Or she could just click and drag instead of scrolling. No. That's great. Where were you earlier? Yeah, I think I knew that anyway.
Alpaca 31 Foxtrot Heavy, good evening with a contact level 403. Expect
I've done it. There we are. It's only when I was setting the barrier minimums this happened.
ILS Yankee
So-
5 right, Alpaca 31.
Oh, you know what it is? It's me. Oh, X3 enter. Thank you. Yeah, it's me clicking the mouse wheel. Ah, I didn't even know. Yeah. So I've clicked my mouse wheel in and now it's not free look and now I've pushed it in. Thank you. X3 enter. Unbelievable. So nothing wrong with the mouse. Or the sim, it's just me being a plonker. Alright, MSA issue 15,700. So if we really lose situation awareness within 25 miles of the airport, we've got to climb to 16,000 feet and maintain that altitude.
Looking down at Zulu for left to Johnson.
Trusting altitude 18,500 feet. Straight in, misapproach SM11 November, left turn SM12 November, max 185 knots. We'll leave the flaps out for a bit longer for that turn. Benax and then on to another approach. Great. Z2, you've been there, love it. Right, landing performance then. Oops. So, landing 4 left, import aircraft details. That will be our landing weight. Import the latest weather. Preset the QNH set. So go flat 30 order brake 3. I think we'll definitely want reverse credit here for brake cooling. VRF addition will be +5. Calculate. So this is an unfactored distance, I think. Required land distance 2,700. We've got 4,500 meters available. So we'll stick with that. Flap 30, order brake 3, and we'll just take the first high speed, Alpha 8. We've got options beyond that, 90-degree turns at Alpha 9, Alpha 10, Alpha 11 as well. Depending on where we are, if they want us to expedite Alpha 8, it'll be great for ATC. Straight onto the cargo terminal. We'll unload our F1 gear and go watch the race on Sunday. FMC message. Reset MCP. That was good timing. 5 miles. Let's request descent. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot request descent.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy, it's going to maintain flight level 260.
So maintain flight level 260. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. 260 sets. Out of events. Down we go. So very similar to the 7.3 and how it descends at 1,000 feet per minute. Cat House Battlefield 6 going, yeah, I did a bit more yesterday. A little play in the evening. Played some, what's the main one? Big Battle? All Out Warfare, that was it. With that elevation on takeoff, use every inch of that long runway. Absolutely, that's why they make them so long. I mean, you'll see the ground speed. Wow, what a beautiful day here as well. Yeah, unfortunately, I really can't wait. So someone said Sim Update 4, they're updating this LOD. So that is, if I go to drone cam here, zoom in here, aircraft looks amazing, but if you zoom in past that, yeesh. I know at low altitude it does look better. Beautiful beast. Oh, it's been a very chill evening with you guys, so thank you very much for popping in this evening with me. My last day off before I go back to work. Default LOD number, I think it's 200. But as someone said, Steve, I think Mexico, the actual quality of the ortho or the satellite imagery isn't that great anyway. Does that look like less than 100, Steve? Yeesh. Usually when in clouds you don't see. I'm getting very good performance. Oh yeah, don't forget to set order brake 3 and then flat 30. You can discuss it in the briefing, but you need to select in the FMS. There we are. Checks complete, checklist. Descent recall, check, notes done, order brake set, landing data we've confirmed. Approach briefing complete. Yeah. I mean, that's curiosity, Steve. You know, if you ever want to fly into Mexico around there, have a look and see if it's as blurry as it is for me. So I'm not always zoomed in all that way all the time, so it's not the end of the world. But I think we're not going to have a single cloud between here and Mexico now. It's a beautiful evening.
Alpaca 3126 Heavy, descend via the Vitos 2 Alpha arrival.
Oh, I just realised something. I've put in the FMC the Vitos 1 Romeo, and he's cleared us on the Vitos 2 Alpha. That'd be embarrassing. I think it's here. Oh, I'll just select in the FMC first, then work it out.
Mexico Center, Alpaca 25, Mike X-ray with you, level...
Oh, that's
flight
adjusted
level
my
30.
path considerably. Wow.
Alpaca 25, Mike X-ray, good evening, radar contact.
Welcome.
Expect flight level...
It's definitely shortened.
Islet 2, runway 04 left, Vitos 2 Alpha arrival.
Expecting Vitos 2 Alpha arrival and ILS Zulu 4 left, Alpaca 25, Mike X-ray.
Can't actually see the Vitos 2 Alpha. Don't know. Hello, Dubs and Dars, thanks for your subscription. Oh, we're going to have to really shallow off this descent. Vertical speed, let's just set 1,000 feet per minute. Genuinely cannot find this arrival. So Vitos to Doosan. Ah, here it is. There we go. It's not actually named on the table. We have to select it and find it. So that's the arrival. Much shorter. Still goes to Naden. And started out set a little bit too early based off that, but it's good. Profile's always coming back. That happens in real life. Descending into London, you can get really early descents over France. Opposite, I fear the default MMSM might be horrible. Yeah, about that. It ain't great, but I don't, actually I've not tried to fly into it. My test sector went to the main Mexico International Airport. But I was reliably informed that this is not correct.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy, descend via the Vitos 2 Alpha arrival, so 18,000 feet, Q&A 30.28.
Descend via the Vitos to 1 Alpha arrival and descend to, just confirm altitude please, 18,000 meters.
Vitos 2 Alpha to 18,000 feet and Q&A is 30.28.
3028 and 18,000 feet via the Vitos to Alpha, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. So 18,000 feet set. You just have to remind me when I get there to set the QNH. 18,000 feet, that's the restriction at Doosan, max 250 knots. Path's coming back. Don't forget the elevation of this place. 7,400 feet. Seriously high. Yeah, Stephen, thanks for trying that out. See if it looks different. See, Stephen, I've turned that off for a long time, but however, I was told since Sim Update 3 to turn the dynamic settings back on. So it could be that's why my lod's dropping off.
Heavy requesting descent.
And my target FPS I've set it to, I think it's 45.
Say again?
It's looking a bit better. So you can sort of see here, look, blurry where my mouse cursor is, but this side it's a little bit clearer. So I think as we descend it's getting a little better. I'd love to know what the default position is on that dynamic setting now. What should you leave it on?
Direct Almas down to 12,500, Alpaca 75 heavy.
That's 2 tons.
Mexico sender Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, ready for the check.
Getting ding dongs.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
And Aeromexico's message saying, dude, big fan.
Sent to flight level 260, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
Literally watching a video right now about the 737 MAX I fly. Ah. Thank you. Now leave it off and use the Auto FPS app. Just run it and leave it on auto. Oh, really? Oh, there's so many different ways of running the sim, isn't there? Ah, he's been very, very nice, this Aeromexico pilot. You're most welcome. Although I can't message you constantly. My best mate, you ask a lot of questions. Planets, I've lately become quite an aficionado of wiggly nighttime RNAV arrivals. Much more fun than 15 miles straight ILS. The thing is, in real life, when Europe, you very rarely fly the entirety of the RNAV star. Especially point merge, you always get sort of peeled off direct. So I'm going to be careful here because it's 260 at this waypoint, so I'm going to set VS 1000 feet per minute. In fact, if I go VNAV, should comply with the 260 and level off. There we are. Good. And then after VTOS it will start descending. That's the problem with using more basic pitch modes like VS, level change or flight level change in this. It doesn't respect VNAV constraints or constraints on the FMC.
Alpaca 29 Tango Heavy requesting.
Kevin, do you have remarks or anything in your flight plans so the controllers know your stream recording? No. Am I meant to? Is there some sort of requirement to?
Descend maintain 260 Alpaca 29 Tango.
This guy is lovely. Ah. After we pass VTOS should start descending. Yeah, it's definitely blurry. Very, very blurry. Wow. That's bad. I mean, what am I at? What am I at here? So, I'm about 20,000 feet above the ground.
And Alpaca 75 Heavy, clear for the island Yankee, runway 05 right.
Clear for the ILS Yankees.
It's 2 tons going into Mexico City.
Alpaca 75.
Why is that so blurry today? Redkid, I have heard of the heritage package for Colomar's Concorde. Has actually had some updates, so maybe. I enjoyed my flight to Bahrain last month. Alright, look, 260 VTOS, and then it'll start descending for 18,000 feet at Dusam. You said descend via the arrival, so I don't know if I can... Is it like America here?
Alpaca 3126.
Can I carry on descending past 18,000?
And descend via the arrival to 11,000.
Anyway, just going to capture the path now and start descending.
I say again for Alpaca 3126.
Match my heading bug.
Alpaca 3126 heavy, fly direct to Vinri and descend via the arrival to 11,000. Okay, direct to Vinri, descend via the arrival.
Actually, this might have a level segment here. Yeah, look, it's not quite descending yet. There it goes. So as the path reaches, it'll now go idle. It's idle path descent to be level at DUSAM. I'll set the altimeter now. What did he say it was? I'll just double check on the ATIS. Latest altimeter at
Giant 712
3028.
via the Toreo 1 Alpha arrival to 16,000.
Set.
30.28.
So just do a massive jump off
Sitting
path.
with Toreo 1 Alpha, arrival to 16,000, change 3028 from Giant 712 Heavy.
This guy, very, very nice. Oh, I didn't realise you're streaming. I wonder if you could answer a question, quick issue. You've tuned into the stream. I've been getting a cabin altitude red alarm. Any idea how to change that? Sounds like you've depressurised MX 823. You might want to pressurise your airplane, but it could be anything as to why it's not pressurising. Bit of drag required apparently. I'll keep an eye on it. Actually, no, we better use a little bit because it's max 250 knots at DUSAM. So speed brake extending. Oh, I love that. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear the airflow of the wing from the speed brake? That's super. That's very. You get on the 7.3. I love that sound by Boris with the speed brake. A little bit of bass. Stowing it now. That was super. So Gio, when they say VO, it means continuous published. Yeah, America. Oh, I don't know what I've done. It's gotten such blurry texture. I mean, look at that. That's awful.
Right Foxtrot, this is via the Vitos 2 Alpha arrival to 18,000 feet, QNH 30.28.
Descend via the Vitos 2 Alpha, arrival to 18,000, flight level 180, QNH 3028, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
And Alpaca 2 Niner Tango Heavy.
Everyone get cleared. Boards of shame. No, speed brake's a tool to be used. I do need to fix that blurriness.
2 Alpha arrival.
It's never usually that bad. I can see the trees loading in.
QNH 30.28.
That's really blurry for me. It's something my side, guys. I'll have to change my settings. Anyway, nice descent so far on speed, meeting all the altitude restrictions. Next one, DUSAM at 18,250 knots. Yes, presuming that you're in the 737 Aero Mexico 823, turn your bleeds on. That might help. Yeah, it looks like my LOD is set very low. Yeah, I think it's set to 200, but I've got this auto dynamic setting thing on, so maybe it's lowering it to keep my FPS high. Thank you, Aero Mexico 823. Sorry, I can't respond to you. It continues. SecurH, yes, the altimeter is set 3028. So approaching nearly 10,000 feet above the aerodrome level now, so we'll do the post-cruise checks. Fuel, we need to divert to Mexico City, the main airport, 7.4 tons. 8.5's got sufficient. Angle bank can't set, pressurization set, belts on, and recall. Right, checks complete. Hello Tobias, hope you're doing well. Happy to catch a stream. I've noticed there are a lot of YouTube names. You've got numbers after them now. Is that something YouTube's changed, or you guys will change your usernames?
Alpaca 75 Heavy, 10 mile final, runway 05 right.
Right, as you guys have reliably informed me, I can now... Hold on, didn't I not change the star already? Hold on.
Alpaca 3126 Heavy, cleared for the Islet Zulu, runway 04 left.
I thought I'd been changed this arrival already.
Runway 04 left, Alpaca 3126 Heavy.
How come I can't find that star anymore? Vitos 2 Alpha.
Giant Sun 12 Heavy, flight direct.
SM412. Oh no, that is the correct arrival.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy, flight direct to Vinri
That's
and
it.
descend via the arrival to 11,000.
Direct to Vinri now and descend to 11,000. Altimeter 3028, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. Yeah, that is the correct arrival, but then he just clears you direct to Vinri. There we are, and we've been cleared to descend to 11,000. So, 11,000 feet set, level change, 250 knots. Going to be a little bit high on path, but I'll use that speed brake again once we're established at 250 knots in descent.
Aeroméxico 949, decir mantenga nivel de vuelo.
No, YouTube changed that. Ah. I have no idea.
Alpaca 31 Foxtrot Heavy, set maintain flight level.
Yeah, because obviously I'm used to you guys.
210.
Some of you like plainly, Steve, Tobias, you guys have been here for years. So looking at your tags, I'm thinking, why have you got numbers in the end of them now? Do you want a shortcut control to speed watch the glide? So I will. So now we're established at 250 knots on hold. Can extend that speed brake again to get back on path. There we are, back on path, so I can select VNAV. Oh, a bit aggressive with the pitch up. Oh, it wouldn't pitch up that aggressively. Whoa. That was just like with the iFly Max the other day. Very aggressive pitch change in VNAV there. Tobias, 6484. Nearly 4 years of member. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much for your support for all that time. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Yeah, so it's sort of loading in this bit okay now, but it's still a bit blurry. So I'm going to turn off this auto dynamic setting thing. Terrain map. Well, unfortunately, I have to have weather or terrain. Always have weather on captain's side. Jim can have the terrain map. Keep me posted.
Foxtrot Heavy, fly direct to Vitry and descend via the arrival to 11,000.
You can already see the effects of the elevation. It's only at 15,000 feet.
11,000.
It's about 8,000 feet above the ground here. Look at my ground speed, 320 knots because of the density altitude. So next constraint is Naden, 210 knots.
Alpaca 31 Foxtrot Heavy, descend via the Daran 3 Alpha arrival to 17,000.
I will do stream, I'm going to do that at the end of the stream. I'll finish it and turn it off and see how it looks. Terrain is a lot more dangerous than weather. That is true, Slave 1883. But the terrain display isn't a navigation tool. Yes, it's useful for situation awareness, but on a day like this, having the terrain on, you still get EGPWS without it on. I'd far rather even have the weather radar. Thank you, Abrison, for that tidbit. I wonder where you got that from. Beautiful. So we'll do the approach checklist now. Altimeter 3028 set. That's checks complete. Next is landing checklist. We'll leave the checklist open. This has been a very chill 777 stream, guys. Keep my heading book updated.
Aeroméxico 949, vuele directo Daran.
Directo Daran, Aeroméxico 949.
Aeroméxico 949, continúa su descenso a nivel de vuelo 210.
Continuamos descenso para nivel de vuelo 210.
Stephen, can you send me the link to that Auto FPS app? That's another app running in the background. I've got Moby Flight, loads of evidence stuff here.
Final runway 04 left, contact via tower now.
Oh, we've got tower.
118.3, have a great flight. Tower 18.3, thanks, Alpaca 3126 Heavy.
So happy I got this radio tuning panel working.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy, cleared for Alice Zulu, runway 04 left.
Good Island Zulu 04 left, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot Heavy. Alrighty. So already set 11,000 feet on the altimeter. Next constraint be 9,300 afterwards. Oscar Stick will have to run a checklist before you start Microsoft flights, I know. But yeah, it's definitely, my LOD is That's too blurry.
Alpaca 25 Mike X-ray.
So I reckon it's cranked it down for whatever reason. I think I probably got it too high at target FPS. So there we are, it's now booked 210 knots to command, so we'll just monitor that. Slightly below the upspeed, so we'll select flaps approaching 220 knots. The flap 1 speed's quite high, isn't it? 265 knots, so we could take flap 1 whenever we want. Don't want to go too slow with the traffic behind, but our ground speed is high.
Giant 712 heavy. This 712 heavy turn right, direct to Vinry.
I'll take flap 1 now.
Right,
Bit
if you're
early.
taking the driver 1.
Yeah, you know what, flat 1.
11,000.
Speed interference, and I book 210, which is the speed
At
restriction.
Mexico Center, Alpaca 25 Mike X-ray.
So it's on VNAV
caught,
path.
Flight level 180 on the altitude.
This should take us right to the ILS.
Stepped on with most of the rest. Repeat, please.
My apologies. Alpaca 25 Mike X-ray. Descend via the Vitos 2 Alpha arrival to 18,000. Q183.
Okay, flat 1, 210 knots.
Okay, 3024
I will
on the
bug
Q&A.
180 knots approaching the next waypoint after
Alpaca
Naden.
48 Foxtrot heavy. Cleared for the ILS Zulu. Runway 04 left.
Yeah, it's a blurry mess for me.
Clear to the
Yeah, those
ILS
engines spooling up,
runway
beautiful.
4 left, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
On to go. We can actually now step down to 9,500 feet. Oh, I need to set the MCP to auto. There we are. 9,500 feet set. That's the next constraint. Max 200 knots. So we'll take flap 5 and I'll bug 180 knots. So yeah, you have to carefully manage your speed. Very slippery aeroplane, the 777 I found. Plus at this sort of altitude, high density altitude as well. Our ground speed, look at this, even though we're doing 205 knots indicated, it's 250 knots. Well, max 185 knots at Sierra Mike 04 November, which is the waypoint before turning final, which we'll be doing. I'll arm the speed brake now, shouldn't need it anymore. That's armed. Turn the sim up slightly. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I'll do some investigative work to try and improve the LOD because that is not looking great. Alright, about to turn base. See how PMDG's VNAV is getting us on the ILS. We've already got the ident, India Sierra Lima Mike. Bug the flat 5 speed now. 1 to go is checked. Next constraint needs to be down at 9,200 feet. Set. Gonna get the altitude warning horn again. Mandatory 9,200 Sierra Mike 05 November. Well, you don't want to overshoot that turn, do you? There you are. Let's take another Natcha flops. Flap 15. Round we go.
2,500.
Okay, a bit low on the glide slope, so I'm going to go VS. 400 feet per minute. Correct sensing. Arming Vorlock initially.
Alpaca.
Sim Pips, welcome aboard as a member. Glad you enjoyed the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. I hope you enjoy the custom emojis in chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't like the proximity of the manoeuvre margin. I'm just going to add a bit of speed there.
Direct to Vinry and descend via the Austin to 11,000.
Ground speed 184 knots. So when I did this stream at max landing weight, or test sector yesterday, it was flying these speeds, I was in the manoeuvre margin, getting stick shaker and things like that. Right. Von dot the glide slope arming approach. Just using this VS to get onto the glide slope. Localizer live, localizer capture, runway heading 045 set, matches automatically, 777.
12,500.
12,500.
Alpaca 1 Fox just becoming fully established. ILS Zulu 04 left.
104 left. Register start native contact tower now. 118.13. Have a very great flight.
Tower 183, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot, bye. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude 10,700 feet. Set. We've got to start configuring, guys. Gear down, flap 20. This thing's a tank and it's heavy. Check in now. Tower. Oh, I've got to press the button, haven't I? 1183. Tower, St. Lucia, hello. It's Alpaca 1 Foxtrot established, ILS Zulu 04 left, 5 miles.
Alpaca 1 Foxtrot, when I started this, runway 4 center, wind is 320 degrees 4 knots, QNH 30.24, clear to land.
I just found that's 4 left, clear to land, Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. Well, he said centre, and I'm on 4 left, so... and I asked him. There we are. Okay, gear down, flap 30, VRF plus 5, all in the green, jet's complete. I hope he's not crossed that island on 4 left. Alright, min VREF must not be less than 136 on an empty aircraft. That's interesting. Right, wish me luck. Don't need to disconnect the autothrottle on the triple, do we? So just disconnect the autopilot. There we are, autopilot's disconnected.
1,000.
Checked. No wind. Beautiful approach. Just going to 3 reds, just watch my rate of descent. Oh, feels unnatural not changing thrust myself. Ah! It's very Airbusy. Keep descending.
Plus 100.
Check.
Minimum.
Continue. Keep
100.
descending. Keep descending.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh, a little bit further the end. Right, speed brakes up. Reverses.
Felipe Ángeles Tower, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot,
Oh, very nice.
runway 4 left.
100 knots.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot,
Manual
runway 4
braking.
left. Wind is 320 degrees 4
80 knots.
and altimeter is 30.24.
So loud.
Continue approach.
60 knots, cuts to reverse. Ladies and
Continue
gentlemen,
approach,
welcome to
QNH
Santa Lucia,
302 for
Mexico.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
Very nice. Well, this is a very default airport. Oh, Alpha 8 as planned, but I've got no taxiway markings. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot vacated, Alpha 8.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, runway 4 left, clear to land. Clear to land, Alpaca 48 Foxtrot. Alpaca 1 Foxtrot, welcome to Lucia. Taxi to a cargo ramp via Alpha 9, Alpha, Bravo 13. Have a good day.
Cargo ramp Alpha 9 Alpha Bravo 13 Alpaca 1 Foxtrot. Thanks to the 80. Can take one here. Right, perfect. So Alpha 9 Alpha. So here we are, and then Bravo 13 stand. Yeah, I've got no markings. Here's Bravo up here, and then we're going to take Bravo 13? I can't even see. I don't even think the charts are right. Well, I'm gonna go up that way. He wants me to go Alpha 9 onto Alpha. Well, I'm already on Alpha, and then Bravo's up there. Bravo 13. I don't want to have this shouting person at me. Yeah, it's very default, this airport. I'm just gonna carry on this taxiway with no taxiway markings, no signage. No taxi line, no buildings, or just random buildings. Right. I've got no Bravo 13. I could probably find it on the actual taxi chart. Have you still got the charts up so you can see? Right, let me select flaps up. I forgot to start the replay tool up as well. I'm not a professional streamer today, guys. See if we can find anything here. Parking spots. Aha! No, they don't have a definitely said Bravo 13. Oh no, in via Bravo 13. Okay, I'm not looking where I'm going. Bravo 13 is here. I don't think it gave me a ramp. Well, I'll just keep going until Bravo 13 then, which I cannot see on here, but I can on that chart. All good, guys. Very nice landing on the wrong one way though. Yes, well, I was cleared initially on 4 left. Convenient for the cargo ramp. Right.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot, welcome to Lucia. Taxi to cargo via Alpha 9 Alpha Bravo. Correction, Alpha 9 Alpha Bravo 13.
Second right is Bravo 13 then. Strobes off.
Taxi to cargo terminal via Alpha 9 Alpha Bravo
Start the
13,
APU.
Alpaca 48 Foxtrot.
Alright, this is not Bravo 13. Oh, this is the default airport. I thought Microsoft Flight Sim was getting like a gateway like X-Plane does.
Giant 72 heavy.
Next right is Bravo 13. It's just nothing.
Wind 320 degrees 4 knots, QNH 3024, clear to land.
Master Makisio, is it worth buying the Fly Factor 77704 and have the PMDG? The Fly Factor is excellent. I mean, look, they're both modelling the same aeroplane very, very well. So, you know, if I was in your position, I'd probably say if you've got one, don't get the other. But, you know, if you enjoy X-Plane and you want the Fly Factor, then, yeah, if you're happy to spend the same amount of money on the same aeroplane and a different sim, go for it. I think they're both very similarly matched. The Flight Factor 777 that has a lot more going on with regards to modelling. I've got the circuit breakers and model and things like that. Alright, Jim, welcome to Mexico. We'll just do our best to park next to this aircraft here. Wow, we've got all the F1 gear on board for the race. We've got stuff for Lance Stroll, I don't know, everyone's favourite F1 driver. He is a plonker, isn't he? I love how he crashed at Austin. Right, I'll park where that dirty bit of oil is. It's not a single taxi line. I'm not even on a stand here, according to the map. That'll do. Beautiful. And we've parked. Perfect. Parking brake set. APU generators on, and the APU has started. We should see APU running. Perfect. Shut the engines down, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Santa Lucia, Mexico City. I don't think GSX is going to be happy here either. It's going to be like, where have you parked? Let's just request deboarding. Oh, it's going to work. Let's have Universal Aviation. Oh, it's happy. Look, it's put lots of random stuff here, but it'll do. Main deck cargo door open. And let's check the engine. Spool down. Yeah, they've all spooled down. Beacon off. Close the flight. Alright, shut down. Hydraulic panels configured for now. Fuel pumps, we'll leave it in this configuration. Parking brake set. Weather radar. Oops, don't forget to turn it off. That should be set to 100. Put that to 11,100. To remind the next crew we don't have any clearance. Turn off the flight directors. Happy days. Turn these lights off as well. Bet New Sky gave a 5. Well, it's not been a very profitable day for Alpaca Airways cargo. That's as much cargo as I could load. I couldn't load up any more crates. We've lost $29,000. 10 out of 10 though. Great touchdown. Acceptable distance from threshold. Just 849.879. Centerline deviation less than a metre. Yeah, New Sky did not have much to be transported passenger and cargo wise between Austin and Mexico, did it? Yeah. Very nice. Landing analysis. I don't actually read this here. You can see a G. That was the initial touchdown. Very, very cool. Thanks, Steve. We're going to not shut down the sim and have a look at that afterwards. But there we are. That was a very chill Friday night stream. And there we are. Everything being offloaded. Tug's already driven into my noseville. Atlas Air's there floating above the runway. Superb. And I forgot to start the replay tool again. Beautiful. Well, thanks. Loads of people joined in on this sector as well. Anyway, let's have a little look here in chat before I log off. Thanks for joining me on this very chill Friday. Great add-on. 777 freighter. I'm glad I purchased it actually. I'm not going to fly the 777. 777's had a lot of attention in the last 6 months since release, and I have flown and streamed it a lot. But it's a great long-haul add-on for beginners because you can just sort of jump in, fly it. It's very automated. I mean, I'm not saying it's not a challenge. It's got its perks and quirks and what we had to deal with today. But the PMDG have done a really good job modelling this. Really nice add-on. Steve, yeah, just remember to turn off the SimZone dynamic settings. I will do. I'm going to have a look at that now, see if I can change any of the settings. Can I accept applications on USky? I've got lots of people that help me run the VA Master Key, so I do often log in and sometimes accept ones that are pending, but no doubt that will be accepted within the next 24 hours or so. And we're running up to 1,000 pilots now flying for the VA, which is really, really cool. Boris Sounds definitely adds something though. Yeah, a massive improvement on the default sounds. Glad I purchased that. Too much Boeing. Need to fly the A380 again. Absolutely. Pretty sad airport here. In reality, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's just a default airport. I mean, there wasn't any available for Microsoft flights in 2024. Occasionally, I do purchase them, especially if I'm going to probably visit the airport again. But you know, for our needs, streaming, it's absolutely fine just to stick with default. Larry, killed by a Vulcan device, loss error. Oh, inexplain. I still haven't fixed my issues in the sim. I hope I do at some point. Excellent. 04 left closed due to grease contamination. Very nice landing phase, guys. Yeah, it was a good landing. A bit of a flow, but it'll do. It'll do. Very, very good. Slow says 737 Max question. What does the MFC CR recall setting actually do? Since there's already the old recall button. What on earth are you? Slow, I have absolutely no clue what you're referring to. MFC CR recall. You talking about the recall on the EFIS? Sorry, on the MCP panel? To the left? I don't know. Really don't know. But put it in the comment section and probably rephrase the question. I'll be able to hopefully answer you there. Wish YouTube had changed from Disney name to Handle. Yeah, a lot of names have changed here in chat. That was quite amusing. Anyway, look, we're going to log off today. It's been a lovely, fun Friday evening. Thanks a lot for spending your Friday evening if you're in Europe with me this evening, and in the afternoon if you're from the US. Great little add-on this already mentioned the PMDG 777. Thanks for voting. Such a fabulous add-on, and it's been great to sort of fly an F1 logistics flight, which I don't think I've ever done before. So for those of you who enjoy F1, I hope you enjoy watching the race this weekend. Unfortunately, I'll be working as mentioned, but I am on standby tomorrow if all goes to plan, and Joe gives me permission. No, my wife's very good actually. I will hopefully jump into the Baron, the twin piston, or something else. I don't know, but always stay tuned to see what I'm up to by subscribing. Push the bell icon as well. Thanks to everyone that donated for your generosity, to all the members for your continued support, to all the regular viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you're just casually watching in the background, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content. Anyway, enjoy your weekend, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye from me.